Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 228, I believe.
Think so? Brian
Episode
Hoyer, Curtis Martin.
episode 228. As I pause for time to make sure that is the episode 228 of Tuck Rule Takes. TRT, that is Tuck Rule Takes for the uncultured out there. Gang is almost all here. If you're watching, you'll see two people. If you're listening, Mike. Liam is with me almost as always. Al,
Relatively.
our third host. I don't know.
Dragon ass.
He's a teacher, so you would think he knows how computers work. Sometimes they have to reboot. And I don't know if this man just waits until record day to update his laptop, but that's what he's doing. So Al will drop in a little bit. When he hops in, we will get right into the Patriots Draft Class for 2026 because that is what this episode is going to be. But until he gets here, Liam and myself, we're just going to kind of just go over the draft. Pretty fun 3 days, I guess. A really fun like day and a half. Day three is always just I was like I didn't stay in front of the TV on day three. Yeah. But yeah, actually, let me ask you. So for the draft, do you watch all 3 days? Or I know we just said, obviously, we don't the third day, but like how much of the draft do you actually watch?
I watch every pick up into the third round, and then after that, it's all phone notifications while I go do other things.
Yep. Yeah, that's normally it. Because normally the draft, well, not normally, it always falls Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Who has time, dude? Unless it's your job to sit in front of the TV from noon to like 5 on a Saturday. And like, I mean, shit, I'm 34. I'm not running out, partying on the town, but I'm definitely not going to sit in front of the TV and be like, oh yeah, let's see what the second, seventh round pick is going to be. Like, no.
Yeah, let's see who the Bengals are taking with their first pick in the third round.
Dude, and especially this draft where like there were people who were coming up who you expected were going to be undrafted free agents. There were so many trades in the later round, and we were kind of talking about it before we hit record, but you could tell the league didn't really give a shit about this draft after like the second round, kind of.
Yeah.
A lot of players went in a lot of weird spots. The one I want to bring up, your boy Akeem Messidor. You thought we were going to get him with a second rounder. I conceded because I was like, you know what? He's falling, and I can see it happening. But
I was sweating it, and then I started to talk myself into it because what did the Chargers have picked 22? Was it
22? Yep, yeah, I'm looking right at it. Yep.
So I was like, what's 5 spots? And then if he falls 5 spots, like, maybe he'll fall a couple more to the Patriots. And I was like, there seems like hope. I didn't think the Chargers needed pass rush. So I was like, I think he's safe here. And then, you could hear the announcers kind of foreshadowing it. And I was like, no, no, no.
Dude, I was sitting there too because I was like, wait a minute. Like once it got past like 15, 16, I was like, well, hold on a second. What if he makes it to the second round?
Well,
maybe
Ruben
the
Bain
Patriots
went
trade
14,
up.
and that's why I thought he was going to fall. And I was like, okay, if Bain's falling to 14, then this dude's falling to the like late. And I guess people were higher on him than I thought, rightfully so, because he's a monster. But
dude, you want to talk about people that fell? Denzel Boston was falling, and I was like, okay, like maybe this is going to be one of those weird drafts where like you thought they could get someone in like the first, but maybe they're like late second or something like that. Obviously, Messidor went there. Just so much. Like there was one guy, a guy that we thought, Maxi Hanakor, Arizona State tackle. He went early as shit. He went 21 to the Steelers.
Wicked. I was like, okay, well, crazy. There's that one off you guys' board. And I was like,
yep.
My guy was taken. My second round pick was taken in the first. I was like, well, mine's completely out of whack now.
Oh yeah. But once something like that happens, your board is essentially fucked. The one thing I want to throw out before we talk about the Jets, because unfortunately we have to talk about the Jets because we both agreed we think they did pretty well in the draft, but ultimately it's not going to matter because, as we said,
it's the Jets.
It's the Jets. What did you think about the Rams taking Ty Simpson with the 13th pick. Because I think out of all the stuff that happened day one, round one, I think other than Makai Lemon slithering around all the time like a little snake whenever he goes into an interview, I think Ty Simpson going to the Rams is kind of the biggest story coming out of that, right? Like, what did you think? Because they have Stafford a couple days before the draft. It was said that they might be working on a deal for him. So, what did you think of that?
Yeah. They were leaking stuff, and I thought it was classic smoke screen stuff. But the announcers again were foreshadowing it before the pick, and I was like, as they're saying it, I'm like, does this make sense? And I was like, I don't know if I'd do it, but he would be really good. And my first thought process was, when are the Rams going to have this high of a pick again? Like, they are a
Mhm.
perennial Super Bowl contender every single season. They were one of my picks to go to the Super Bowl last year. I thought it was either the Seahawks or them. Whoever won that game was
Yep.
most likely going to win the Super Bowl, and then we got lost in the fog of the Patriots' success. But
Yep.
I was like, when are they going to have this high of a pick again? They got it from the Falcons. They completely lucked into this pick. What was it? 13th pick, 14th pick, something of the sort.
13th pick, man.
13th
13.
pick, and then
Yep.
Bain went second after that.
Hmm.
But so when I thought about it that way, I'm like, they're never going to get a chance at this again. I wouldn't be surprised. And then they did it, and I was like, I kind of love this pick. Like, it's ballsy, it's against the grain. I heard Rich Eisen say it hasn't been done since Bart Starr, which is when you go back that far in football, I think those are irrelevant stats.
Yeah, yeah. Completely
I was
different
like,
time, dude.
yeah, I'm like, dude, like, he's like, no team has taken a quarterback in the first round with a Hall of Fame quarterback. I'm like, yeah, fucking that happened during the Vietnam War. That's
Movies
not
were
cool.
still black and white, dude. Like,
Yeah,
come on. Those don't count.
I'm not impressed. But overall, I think it's a good move. I like that the Rams did it. Like I said, it was ballsy, it was gutsy, and now they're set up. I love Ty Simpson. Like, history shows that Alabama quarterbacks aren't good and he might never be good. But if he's going to be good anywhere, if any quarterback that shows any reasonable potential at all is going to be good anywhere, he's going to be good on the Rams.
Hmm.
So if there's even a semblance that anyone thinks that this dude can succeed, he's going to succeed very much so with the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, Sean McVay, like we all know, he's like the wonder kid.
Yeah.
It was what a few years ago it was like anyone who's ever even like been friends with Sean McVay has even like shaken his hand was getting a job in the
Yeah.
NFL.
Anyone
Like
who pisses next to him at the urinal is all of a sudden a head coach, and you're like, this is wild.
exactly. Yeah, it got to the point where I was like, I don't like Sean McVay, and I don't know why. Because he comes
Yeah.
off as a fine gentleman, but I'm like, I'm done with him.
There are huge herds of people that owe Sean McVay just like their first paycheck, where it's like, yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
got me here.
yeah. Now let me ask you something, Liam. Do you want to keep doing the episode as if Al didn't just show up, or do you want to mention the elephant in the room?
Let's get to the elephant in the room.
All right, if you're watching, Al popped up. If you're listening, obviously you know. Al is here. If I had the round of applause button, I would not hit it. But Al, you are still here. How you doing, Al? You ready? You ready to go, buddy?
Yep, all good. Sorry, guys. Reboots
You're good.
are yeah.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I think
Technology.
we explained what you were doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
okay,
We summed
okay,
it up
cool.
to the listener very well.
Oh, perfect. I hope you included all the details too.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Okay,
Gruesome for
perfect.
we once.
Love it.
Uh,
Perfect.
what we were talking about, because I think before we get into the Patriots, there were kind of two things that I feel like we had to speak about. One was Ty Simpson going 13 to the Rams. Liam said, good move. At the time, I didn't understand it. I kind of hated it. But upon thinking about it, I do kind of get it. Liam said, like, how often are the Rams going to be up this high in the draft? When are they going to get another quarterback of this potential caliber? Kind of on the surface. And then now, so in the moment and now, how did you feel about that pick? The Rams taking Ty Simpson at 13 overall.
Just a weird pick. It's just like I understand you have to eventually like succeed Matthew Stafford, but you could have gotten a quarterback like as an undrafted free agent. You could have made a small trade for one. You didn't have to take 113 overall. Just again, just weird vibes. But credit to Sean McVay, he did call Matt Stafford and be like, "Hey, listen, we're doing this." He didn't have what happened to Kirk Cousins. I'll say that much.
Yeah,
So
that was
yeah.
that
Which I
was
think that's the coolest thing, and if I was a head coach, I would do the same thing because Matt Stafford and Sean McVay, I imagine they tuck each other in at night. Like they are super tight.
Mhm.
So like he's calling up his boy and being like, "Hey, we're picking this guy. I don't want to dance on the grave of a guy who's not dead." In the wise words of Adam Schefter, I thought that was incredibly well put and quite eloquent. Yeah, it's Matthew Stafford's team, and he made that abundantly clear. But this team goes on with or without you. We will not have you as our quarterback when you're 60 years old, so we need to prepare for that time.
Mhm. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think
And
I think when you look at it like that, it makes sense, right?
yeah, and my bottom line also was like the Rams' entire strategy since Sean McVay's got there has been fuck them picks. So like next year's
Mhm.
first round pick, they will trade that for a disgruntled number one receiver in the league who's proven they can still use first round picks to get weapons. This season they can still trade the next
Hmm.
year's first or whatever picks they have available
Yep.
for somebody. So it's like, oh my God, you could have got Matthew Stafford a weapon. It's like he won MVP and threw 42 touchdowns or whatever it was. How many more weapons can we give the guy? The offense is pretty fucking good. If they really need a weapon, they'll go get a weapon.
Yeah, I mean, I think this just kind of just shows that yeah, they feel good about whatever Puka's going through, and I think they'll be fine because it is still Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford, so they are both still good. So, yeah, that was weird. And then I did also Al, we have to touch on the Jets real quick. Three first round picks. They drafted David Bailey out of Texas Tech, edge rusher, second. They drafted Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon, tight end, with the 16th pick. And then they came back into the first again and got Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver out of Indiana, with the 30th pick. Listen, it's going to be short and sweet. And like Liam, we kind of already joked about it. Great picks, tremendous young talent. But at the end of the day, you know the saying where it's like at the end of the day, the king and the pawn go back into the same box or whatever. At the end of the day, it's still the Jets.
It's the
So
Jets.
Yeah.
they're gonna fuck these guys up. But yeah, Al, Liam, how'd you guys feel about the Jets first round? And are you worried about them this season?
No, still not worried about the Jets. You can't be worried about the Jets until they actually have a winning record and until they actually prove that they can be competitive with not just you, but with the entire league.
Mhm.
So yeah, listen. The Jets are the Jets. Good for them. It was cute. They had some good picks. Like good for you guys. Give you a little pat on the back. Good job, pat on the head. Good job, guys. Good job, little brother. But yeah, you gotta win. And they don't know how to do that. And they haven't for a long time.
Yeah, I don't think they ever will, to be honest with you. Like at least in our lifetime. Like maybe in mine, I'm a little older. Maybe Liam, you might see it, but yeah, I don't think I will. Liam, what'd you think of their first round, and are you worried about them at all before we get into the Patriots draft?
Sorry, I had a hair in my mouth. I was watching this draft, and Mike and I talked about this out before you got on the show, but I watched the first round, I watched the second round, I watched the third round, all in full, and then after that, like everything else, notifications on my phone. And through the first round, I'm like, wow, David Bailey, like that's a great pick. And I'm like, oh my God, they got Sadiq too. And then by the third time around, when they get Omar Cooper, I'm like, how many first round picks do these fucking people have? But they're terrible, so that
Right.
makes sense. So with each pick, they're picking players that I love that were heralded as stars. And at the end of it, I just sat against my couch and went, how can they possibly fuck this up? And they will. And it's
Hmm.
just like I'm sitting here going, the talent is outrageous. What can happen here that is going to fuck this up? And I know something is. I'm not worried about the Jets, not at all. You know, with or without a star quarterback, which they don't appear to have right now. I don't know how they're going to screw this up, but it's going to be monumental and it's going to be beautiful, and I'm just very excited. It's like when Tarantino's coming out with a new movie. You're like, I have no idea what it's about. I have no idea anything, how it's going to go, when it's coming out, but I know it's going to be awesome. And that's exactly what this is going to
Yeah, it's going to be great, man. I can't wait. It just sucks. Love Kenyon
be.
Sadiq, Omar Cooper Jr., great wide receiver. I had no desire or no thought that David Bailey was going to fall to the Patriots, but I know he's good as well. But yeah, something will happen. Whether maybe someone on the coaching staff rubs them the wrong way, Geno Smith can't get them the ball. Something is going to happen. So Yeah, because it's just the Jets. So that'll be fun to watch this season. But any other comments on the draft before we get into the Patriots draft class from you guys? Anything else you wanted to just throw out real quick or touch on?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Cardinals picking Jeremiah Love, like, ballsy. I like it. Like, fuck position of need. Let's just get a sick player. I think they're going to be fun to watch. I think that's cool. Whether he is blocking or not, I think it's going to be fun. So a lot of
Yeah.
the moves that were made were interesting. The Malachi Lemon thing was hilarious. Howie Roseman did it again. He's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, actually,
Eh,
let's not move off that real quick, Liam. So the big thing about this draft coming in with the Eagles and the Patriots, I guess, since they are kind of linked at the hip right now, was how are
can't
these
imagine
teams going to
why.
draft? Who's going to get a receiver? Are either team going to get a receiver? Like, how's it going to go? So, what went through your head when the Eagles not only drafted a receiver in the first round, but they traded up to get a
Yeah.
receiver in the first round? What were there any specific thoughts, maybe regarding a wide receiver that's currently on the Eagles, or did you have any thoughts about the Eagles drafting Lemon?
I did. I had a very specific thought. I saw it and I was like, this is clear. This can no longer be ignored that the Eagles are going to have the best receiving core in the league this year.
Oh,
They drafted
jeez.
an incredible slot receiver out of USC, and him complementing Devontae Smith and AJ Brown is going to be absolutely magic. Let alone those guys that they signed to hedge if any of these guys are hurt for whatever reason. It's going to be fireworks. I'm fired up. I thought it was perfect.
Al, so someone who isn't brainwashed by that ugly Eagles green color, the trash city of Philly, trash team, everybody trash quarterback too. You'll see this year. Al, what did
No,
you
no,
think
no.
when the Eagles traded up to draft a wide receiver in the first round?
I'll just say it straight up. It confirms AJ Brown's going to be a Patriot June 2nd. Like
Mhm.
that's bound to happen. Liam, why are you so against
No,
this? He's
Kiwasabi.
going to the
He's
Patriots.
he's not though.
It's not like he's going to the Raiders, or it's not like he's going to,
No,
I don't
trust
know,
me. If he
the
goes anywhere, I'd
Seahawks,
love him to
whatever.
go to the Patriots. I would love if he goes anywhere to go to the Patriots, but he's not going anywhere. That's
Let,
this pick confirms it.
So they have Devonta Smith. They got the rookie. They have the guy Wicks from Green Bay. They signed
Sucks,
Hollywood Brown. Like they
man.
have a ton of receivers already.
Yeah.
They're moving on without him, dude. You need to like get out of
No.
this denial that you are in.
He's not even the same position as AJ Brown. He's a slot guy.
It doesn't matter. They're adding up receivers because they know what they want to do. Even
That's
again, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, Tom Pelissero, the big names, they're all saying the same thing. Expect the trade to
yeah.
happen. But if this wasn't the
Everyone's got to
Eagles,
push
if this wasn't the
headlines.
Eagles, you would be believing it and you'd be like, let's go. But because
I
it's the
don't know if I
Eagles,
would.
your biased brain can't handle it, and you just need
No,
to accept it
no,
right now.
Al, Al,
It's
you're
so
so
infuriating.
oh,
Just accept
you're
it.
it's adorable.
It's
It's
adorable how naive you are. It's
no,
adorable how
you're
hard-headed
you're
you are.
taking the bait. It's clearly the public is trying to skew you in one direction. You're leading the witness, if you will, or you're making assumptions about the case to steer your investigation, which are both sins in those professions of being a lawyer and being a detective. You shouldn't do either one of those things. And you shouldn't do this. We shouldn't make assumptions. It's clearly the Eagles, after being run heavy the last 2 years and all the criticism they got about their passing game, steering super hard the other way, leaning into their passing game, investing in it. And next season, they're just going to air it out all the fucking time.
So just to be clear, you're gonna be okay with if the Patriots don't pull this trade and you have AJ Brown, the Eagles still have AJ Brown, you're gonna be okay with him sulking, you're gonna be okay with him complaining when it
He
doesn't
doesn't
work out
sulk.
again. He
He
doesn't
doesn't
sulk.
complain.
He was reading a book on the sidelines. What are you watching?
The book was inner excellence, and he used that inner excellence to win a Super Bowl. I have no complaints. If he
I
wants
want
to
to
sit
know
on the
what
sideline and write a book,
land
that's fine.
like I want to know what village,
We
what
won
city
the
you live
Super
in
Bowl
your
that
head.
year. It worked out pretty
Like,
well.
it
He
must
can
be
do
great being you. It must
he
be.
can carve a pentagram on the ground, sacrifice a lamb on the sideline for all I care. We won the Super Bowl that year. Whatever he did was working.
We. He said we.
I
He's
know
an
he did.
Eagles fan.
The
We know
royal
this.
we.
I know he did.
Royal we.
It's very funny how this is a Patriots podcast and we have a friggin' Eagles fan first. That's one of our co-hosts.
I think it's fairly ludicrous that you're taking the bait here. It's a clear bait.
Taking the bait, all the national reporters are saying it.
Yeah,
It's not
but
like
what
it's
do they
one.
really
It's not like it's
know?
one local reporter. Oh,
They're
they don't really know.
cockroaches.
Give me a
They
break.
peddle gossip. They
Oh my
they don't
God.
do anything. They don't make anything. They peddle bullshit and words.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you something, Liam, to just further the AJ Brown thing before we get into the Patriots. Do you think that the Patriots not drafting a wide receiver at all in this draft? They did sign a shit ton of undrafted free agent
Yeah.
wide receivers, but that doesn't mean anything when it comes to this. Do you think that the Patriots, not drafting a Denzel Boston who was there, not trying to get someone else in the second round or maybe move up, which they were willing to do you think that could be a sign that maybe the Patriots already have in their head that AJ Brown on June 2nd, like Al so eloquently put, is going to be in Foxborough? Do you think that impacted anything? Or do you think that was just a coincidence?
It would be a stronger argument. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's a team that went to the Super Bowl with what we would all call a pretty okay receiving core, and now signed a big free agent in not Dontavian Wicks, Romeo
Romeo
Dubes. And
Dobbs.
it's
Yep.
like we can run it back and get the same production. We're scheming guys open anyway. It doesn't really matter about talent.
All right, Al. Let me ask you then. The other, my other host here. Do you think the Patriots not drafting a receiver? Do you think that solidified anything or confirmed anything further for you?
Yes, and I'm just going to say it again. That
He's so annoyed. He's so upset.
they are going to get AJ Brown, and they know with the Eagles, they know that they will get AJ Brown from the Eagles on June 2nd. Because if they didn't, they would have drafted somebody in the late first round or even the second round, and they would have said, you know what? We're pivoting. We're going to get young receivers, and we're going to develop. So guess what? They didn't take a receiver. You're not going to run it back with just Dobbs and everybody else. You still need a number one. He's right there for the taking.
He's right
You're
there,
gonna be
baby.
so disappointed this summer.
And guess
Listen,
what? If I am, then so be it. But then every other reporter got it wrong too. And I'm fine with going with the majority. I'm fine with that in this case.
More power to you. That gets you, everyone jumps off the bridge.
I think at the end of the day, Liam is going to be happy no matter what because one of his favorite receivers in the league, or one of his, top whatever receivers in the league, is going to be on one of his two teams in the league. So
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, we're all going to be happy. I think that Al and myself might be a little bit more happier than Liam because I do think AJ Brown, this draft, all but confirmed he will be on the Patriots June 2nd. Al, like you said, I think it'll be an early morning thing. I think it'll be like an 8:30, 9 o'clock type report where it's like Schefter report and, the most anticipated deal, or like, as we all thought, AJ Brown, boom, Patriot. And that will just make this offseason better for the Patriots. So I'm excited about it. Liam, you were mentioning some other things about the draft before I kind of derailed you with the AJ Brown thoughts. Do you have anything else you wanted to touch on?
Nothing that we probably won't touch on again. Much like the Jets, I can't wait to see how the Cowboys screw it up. They got a
Dude, they got
ton of
Caleb
subpar
Downs.
talent. Yeah, he was never really that good. They got a ton of subpar talent.
Man, it's
Malachi
crazy.
Lawrence. And
All right,
far from
this
the
you're crazy. You're crazy. Malachi Lawrence. We want Malachi Lawrence.
Who's we?
Maybe it's just me. Okay, maybe it's me. I know. Yeah, I know. You want Akeem Messidor, and the Chargers were like, no, not going past 22.
For good reason. They have an eye for talent.
Yeah. All right. You guys ready to get into the Patriots draft?
Yes, please.
Cool. All right. So the Patriots came into the draft with 11 picks. They left the draft with 9 picks. A lot more movement than we thought. They kind of Eli. Oh my God, Elliot. Why did I say Eli? Eli Wolf. Who's Eli Wolf? He's not a person. Elliot Wolf did say they were willing to move up and down, and they did. So first round, pick 28 came around, which was the Bills pick. The Patriots traded their 31st pick and pick 125, one of their fourth round picks, to the Bills, and they drafted offensive lineman Caleb Lomu out of Utah. Quick rundown on him. Then I want to get your guys' thoughts on kind of the trade up and the player himself. He's 6'6", 313, played left tackle in college, but he is athletic enough and is expected to make the switch to right tackle. 2-year starter, 359 passing snaps, no sacks, 2.3% pressure rate, which was at the top last year, very close to it. Like I said, very athletic, quick out of his stance. He recovers very well, which is something the Patriots look for. Because if you're a tackle, if you get beat, they want to know how you recover. Like, do you give up? Do you still try to fight back? The only thing he really needs to do is refine his run blocking. But it's not like he's a bad run blocker. He just needs to get better at it. But pass blocking, elite. He's ready to go. And he also had a cool little dance that he did when he got drafted. I'm sure you guys saw
Cool.
it. He did that very unique little dance. And then, yeah. But Caleb Lomu, one of the tackles, I don't think anyone thought he was going to get here. He was projected to go much earlier in the first round. But yeah, what did you guys think of the pick? And were you guys surprised that they traded up for him as well?
Very surprised at the trade up because when's the last time you've seen the Patriots really be aggressive and trade up for a player in the draft? And you know what? They've been talking about it on the airwaves on both WEEI and 98.5. It reminds you of like the Nate Soldier situation where you had Matt Light and Sebastian Vollmer. And that's what Lomu's going to be. He's going to be that guy that plays a little bit at both tackle positions, maybe for like Will Campbell when he needs like a breather or something like that. Or if, something happens, God forbid, again to him. He can also fill in at right tackle because don't forget, Morgan Moses is 35 years old. So he's going to be done after this year. So you know what? Let him get some valuable reps at right tackle. Let him get some reps at left tackle. Because also, guys, too, a really good thing here is that and again, I don't wish this, but if Will Campbell struggles, you can always flip him the right tackle and put Lomu at left tackle. So there's options there. But the point is you'll have two young tackles anchoring your line for the next 5 to 10 years, and I'm great with that. Solid job by the Patriots getting more help for Drake May.
Hell yeah. Liam, how'd you feel?
I wanted lineman. I got lineman.
Exactly.
Dude's big, knows how to use his size. Like you said, run blocking could probably use some work, but for the most part, just get a guy in here. Somebody who looks like an offensive lineman, and he absolutely does. I'm psyched. It's, is it a blue blood program? No. Is it a bad program? No, not by any means. Utah is certainly reputable and has had some fantastic NFL players over the years. Alex Smith, most of all. I like it.
Let me ask you guys because the not narrative, but the talking point about this pick going around the airwaves, as you said, Al, is that he's one. People are talking about short arms. He doesn't have
Yeah.
short arms like Will Campbell size short arms. So everybody calm down there. But the big thing is he's not a glass eater. You like your offensive linemen to be those guys that are going to throw people out of the club, blah, 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 a la Will Campbell. I die for Drake May. Logan Mankins, you want to go back in Patriots lore. Guys like that. My opinion on that, David Andrews kind of talked about it too on 98.5. He was like, people talk about finishing the block and they expect to Rob Gronkowski, throw him out of the club. That's not finishing your block. Or that's one way to finish your block. Caleb Lomu still finishes every single block just because he's not, biting ankles like Dan Campbell says or whatever. I'm not worried about it. I know that that's the talking point because it's like, oh, oh, so what? You have this like mild mannered whatever guy. Al, you brought him up. Nate Solder. Nate Solder wasn't an ankle biter. He wasn't a glass eater. He's the nicest guy in the world, but he was great at what he did. Give me a guy who's fundamentally sound, very good at what he does, as opposed to some dude who will go out there, punch someone in the face, but sucks. Do you guys put any stock in that he doesn't have that like violent streak in him? Or do you think that's just kind of your whatever 9 to 5, 2 to 6 talk show host type topic?
I think that in time, again, he's what, 21 years old? Not even.
Dude, he just turned 21 like less than half a year ago.
Yeah, you get him in this offense. You get him with Doug Marrone. I think he's gonna figure some things out for this kid. So I wouldn't worry too much about that personally.
Exactly. Liam, do you care that he's not a glass eater, as they're saying?
No. My number one example of a lineman that wouldn't be that is Matt Light. He's a goofball. He doesn't take anything seriously. He's a
Mhm.
huge jokester. If you could tell me right now, assure me that he will be as good as Matt Light, maybe even a hair less so, I'd be like, this is an incredible fucking pick. I'd make it 12 times over. I don't even need to see what the other people in the first round
Mhm.
after our pick end up being. If we got a Matt Light-esque figure, I'm for it. So no, I don't really care about personality. Matt Light technically doesn't have an offensive lineman's personality, if that's your definition of it. I don't mind one bit.
Nope, not at all. And yeah, sorry, we spent a little bit more time on him. We'll spend less time on some other people out there. Patriots drafted a quarterback. I'm sorry, guys, we're not spending much time on that. My last thing with Caleb Lomu, what do you think his role is this season? And do you think that moving forward, like you said, Al, what do you think his role is moving forward? I'll just throw mine out real quick. I think he's kind of a swing tackle this year, and I'm not breaking new ground. This is what a lot of people are assuming. He does play a little bit. Like you said, if Morgan Moses gets hurt, I think he plays. And then I think moving forward, I think he's your right tackle. PSA to everybody, Will Campbell is not moving from left tackle. Now, again, if he has a horrible year, we'll talk about it at the end of the year, but he is your left tackle. Stop trying to move all these people around. Caleb Lomu, he'll be a swing tackle this year. He'll be your right tackle next year. You got Campbell and Lomu for the next 10 years. I'm happy with it. But yeah, what do you guys think Lomu's role is this year and then moving forward as well?
I agree with you 100%. Swing tackle this year, probably your right tackle next year. And then after that, you kind of see what Will Campbell does at left tackle and you see how Lomu does at right tackle. Then you can readjust as you see fit. I think you hit the nail on the head, Mike. Couldn't have said it better.
Thank you very much. That means a lot coming from an educator. Liam, how do you
You're
feel?
welcome.
I think that's really the only correct take to have. We have two tackles that have proven that they aren't the healthiest figures in the world. Morgan Moses, we have a whole career to show that he gets nicked up a good bit, and now that he's old, he's not getting any healthier. And Will Campbell had a just a rough rookie year, sometimes in performance, most of the time with injury.
Mhm.
I think this dude's going to get plenty of playing time. Don't know for which one. It could be roles reversed. We all maybe assume that he'll play a lot for Morgan Moses, who'd get hurt. I tend to swing the other way and say maybe Will Campbell gets hurt and he plays a lot for him, surprisingly, and then things get really weird and interesting next year because that's kind of how football seems to go. But yeah, whoever gets hurt, I'd be more than happy and comfortable to see this dude running on the field.
Yep. Either way, we're all happy with it. I think the majority of this draft will be relatively happy with it, but especially this one, thumbs up, traded up, got your guy, you got a lineman, position of need, but also you got a good player too. So, thumbs up from everybody all around. The next round, guys, second round, the Patriots traded their 63rd, 131st, and 202nd pick to the Chargers for their 55th pick. So a big haul for this one. And what did the Patriots get? They got Gabe Akis, defensive lineman, edge rusher, whatever you want to put him, from Illinois. 6'4", 260, 4-year starter, rookie All-American in 2022. Conference best, let me repeat, a conference best 11 sacks last year to go along with 13 and a half tackles for loss and 41 pressures. All those categories, by the way, boys, led the team last year. Raw power, extremely strong and violent, great hands. Those hands come from him being a wrestler. He wasn't just a wrestler, he was an all-state champion wrestler, too. So he is very good at what he does. He's violent, he's ready to go. I have a lot of things to say about this guy, but first and foremost, again, throwing it to you guys. What do you think? The second pick in a row, the Patriots trade up and they get this guy, this monster. How do you guys feel about it in general?
Just an animal. Someone that you want on this defense. Somebody that's going to come in and fit seamlessly into this defense. Which, by the way, a lot of people were saying was going to be a top 10 NFL defense last year. Now imagine adding a guy in
Top
here this
five,
year.
baby.
You could be
Yep.
potentially top 5. So again, very happy with the pick. Feels a big need for linebacker, especially Robert Spillane that got hurt a little last year, especially toward the end of the year. Another guy that can kind of anchor your defense the next, again, 5 to 10 years going forward. I'll take it.
Hell yeah. Liam, how'd you feel? I know you're not a big fan. I know you don't put much stock into the wrestling background, but other than that, in general, how'd you feel about this? Moving up, giving up 3 picks, really two in a pick swap, and getting this guy. How'd you feel?
Much like my own lineman thing, we harped on it before, and we need no lineman. We got one early. We needed edge. We got one early. I like it. I did notice his draft comparison is Matthew Judon, which would be tight
Yep.
if he's anything like that. But most of all, yeah, dude's a beast. You listed off all the accolades that he has. Just raw emotion, angry looking dude comes from a pass rushing, dare I say, kingdom like Illinois, who's yielded such people as Sidney Rice. Like, if you get a mean looking guy out of Illinois, things look really good for your team going forward. Certainly not saying he will be Sidney Rice, but anything like it is magic. I like the pick a lot. Dude was not really on my radar. Like, I saw his name a handful of times, just never really connected it with the Patriots. I think I would say maybe for all of us, no one predicted this one, did you?
No, I think we might have mentioned him on the episode, but no
Yeah.
one picked him. No.
I think we were caught up in Zion and some of the other guys, and
Yep.
we just kind of overlooked this dude. Relatively smaller school, too. I've been to Champaign, Illinois. I've been to the University of Illinois. Fucking awesome spot in the middle of nowhere, all surrounded by cornfields. But I like the pick a lot. I think the dude's a freak. We needed pass rush. This dude's going to go get the ball.
You know what I found cool? If you saw on his video, like, when he got drafted, do you know who was at his house with him?
Who's
No.
that?
Head coach Brett Bielema was there with him. I think that
Who?
means something, man. The head
Oh,
coach
his
of
head
Illinois.
coach at
Yeah,
Illinois.
his head coach was there. Like,
Yeah.
I think that just, and like, it doesn't mean anything, like that. I don't know, like on the field, but it's like an intangible thing where it's like, listen, this get like you picked the right kid, and I say kid, not demeaning kid because he is young.
Yeah.
So
No,
it's,
he's young.
I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's young to me, but it's like you picked the right guy. So if you can develop him, I think the Patriots have one here. I'm gonna go out on a limb, guys. Give it 2 years. I think you have a captain. I think you have a Pro Bowler. I think you have someone who the last player to break double digit sacks for the Patriots was Matthew Judon. And
Yeah.
I think this guy does it. I think he might even do it this year, guys. Lining up with Milton Williams, Christian Barmore. I don't know. I am ready to be let down with Gabe Akis. But yeah, I'm excited. I think everything we wanted Keon White to be,
Mhm.
I think he will be all that and more.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
yeah, we'll see. I think so. Obviously, thumbs up from the Tuck Rule take, boys. I think this is a
Very much
great
so.
pick.
Position of need, baby. I love it.
Dude, that's just it. And it's a position of need, but you're also like not shoehorned into it. Like you traded up to get this guy.
Yeah.
Like I love that. And Vrabel on the phone with him too in the call. He was like, Vrabel talking to him. He was like, "You left," and we were all like, we need to get this guy on our team. You represent everything we want to be." That's huge to me. Gabe Akis, can't wait to see him on the field. Cannot wait. Can't wait. He is going to put Geno Smith in a blender.
Won't be hard.
Next pick, third round. Surprise, surprise. The Patriots actually sticked and picked with this one. Third round, pick 95. Eli Raridon from Notre Dame, 6'6 tight end, 245. He ran a 4'6, 240. If you're wondering how fast that is, that's the same 40 time Travis Kelce ran. He had 32 catches for 482 yards last season, 15 yards per catch. Huge hands. I kept seeing this dude has huge hands. Big catch radius, can run all the routes. He needs some refining with the routes, but he can run all the routes. 15 college starts, so I think that's kind of what made people not know where he was going to go. He needs to, get some more starts under his belt. He can block. He's got to put on a little bit more weight, obviously. The big thing with him, Al, you brought it up, I think via text, not on this. He tore his ACL in 2021, his senior year in high school. He retore the same ACL the next year in 2022, missed some time in 2023 due to that. But ever since then, the last 2 seasons, he's been a picture of health. He's been healthy. So the Patriots did have him in for a visit as well. They clearly weren't put off by it. So the Patriots got their tight end, third round pick, Eli Raridon, Notre Dame. How do we feel about this one, guys?
There's your Hunter Henry replacement right there. And even Hunter Henry said, I think it was today or, as we're recording
Today.
on Tuesday,
Yep.
I think it was, Tuesday, that he doesn't mind being a mentor for the young guys because he knows he's on his way out. So a big target, he's going to be your red zone target in a couple of years.
Mhm.
Why not bring that guy in? Why not learn from Hunter Henry, who's, by the way, underrated take. Hunter Henry's going to be in the Patriots Hall of Fame, 100%, no doubt about it.
Thumbs up.
So,
I love him. Yep.
I mean,
Probably right.
you have the right pieces in place. Why not learn from one of the best? Absolutely. Great pick.
Yep. I like him. And he kind of looks like Hunter Henry too, if you kind of like look really quick. Just
He
like
does,
a
doesn't he?
kind of just like a big white dude. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's really the only thing. Like, I guess I'm just looking at skin. Liam, how'd you feel about this one? He was on our radar. I think we might have brought him up last episode, but no one picked him to go. I think he was slotted to go in like the 5th round. That's how crazy this draft was. But how'd you feel
Yeah.
about it?
Huge, fast, athletic tight end with knee issues. I've seen enough. Welcome back, Rob Gronkowski.
That's what people are saying. They're like, hey, remember there's a certain tight end that got
Yeah.
drafted here, Rob Gronkowski. And it's like, Jesus, don't
Yeah,
be putting that on
I
the
know.
kid already. But
Realistically, like my buddy's my old college roommate's a diehard Notre Dame guy, so I text him. I'm like, "What's up with this Eli dude?" He said he's just average. He's like he's not really a guy. He's not really gonna do anything for you. He's like who did he compare him to? He compared him to Noah Fant. He's like he'll make his presence known, but he's not really that good. He also happens to be a Broncos fan, so that's maybe why he used the Noah Fant comparison. But yeah, so he wasn't blown away by the pick, but I like the highlights that I see from him. Notre Dame schemed him open a lot, but he's sneaky fast. Like the dude's got speed. He looks like just a well-built wide receiver. If his blocking is good, which I'm not exactly sure of right now, that's a huge
it's okay.
bonus. But for
It's okay.
yeah, I mean, if you're big and just get in the way, hopefully that's enough. But young guy, kind of star on the rise kind of thing. A lot of potential being super athletic. Hands look decent enough and certainly wins most contested catches that I've been watching. So I like it enough. I'm inclined to believe my friend and say he's just a guy. So I'll kind of meet in the middle. I think it's an okay pick.
You bring up the blocking. So Jeremiah Love got drafted, what, third, I believe, by the Cardinals. On a lot of the outside runs, he wasn't running behind a right or left tackle. He was running behind Eli Raridon. So not saying he's this elite blocker, but just the ability is there. I think what's given a lot of people cause for pause, shout out to Stephen A. Smith, is that he's only had 15 stars. Like I said, I think
Yeah.
Liam, you said it before we got on here. I think a lot of this is you're drafting for potential athleticism. You're putting faith in the coaching staff, right?
Yeah. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the school that he's coming from as well, like I have with all these other prospects. He would be the seventh Notre Dame tight end drafted over the last 9 years. If the University of Miami wasn't tight end you, then it would probably be Notre Dame, or Iowa. Those damn Hawkeyes are really good too. But Notre Dame is up there for one of the best schools producing tight ends, legends like John Carlson. I have no reason to believe that he can't be the next one, but I'm proceeding with caution.
Yeah, I think give him a year, put some weight on. He'll still play this season, I think. Just like I'm gonna add, just like I'll ask with him. I didn't need to ask with Akis because we knew.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that Raridon gets some playing time? Not significant, but do you think he gets some playing time this year? I think he does.
I think he gets a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Because I mean, Hunter Henry is good, man. If anybody goes down with injury, then all bets are off. But yeah, I think he gets some playing time. Maybe in some games where if Hunter Henry is a little banged up, maybe he gets a little more. But yeah, Liam, do you think he plays any significant amount this year or?
God, I fucking hope he could play over CJ Dupree and Julian Hill. Like, obviously, no disrespect to those guys, but I have no fucking idea who they are. So if he can't play over those guys, I'm not going to be psyched.
No, I get it. I think he'll be good though. I think it won't be like a Gabe Akis thing where you'll see it immediately. I do think he'll play this year. I think you'll see some plays where it's like, okay, this is the guy. He'll put on a little bit of weight, put on some muscle, and I think next year he'll take more of Hunter Henry's role. And I think this will be a good one. I'm very, very, very happy with the first three picks the Patriots made. Not that I'm not happy with the other ones. We'll talk about them right now. But yeah, these first three picks, thumbs up, positions of need, and you got good players. So good on you. Anything else on Raridon before we move on? Cool. Fourth round. The Patriots did not move back up into the fourth round. I think we all thought they would. Maybe they got a shit ton of sixth round picks. I thought they'd move up. They didn't. So we will move on. How'd you guys feel about them not moving up into the fourth round? Were you kind of shocked by that?
Not really. Not,
Mm.
yeah. Didn't really care.
I'll say I was. I thought they were going to, but since they were already moving up so much anyways, but whatever. So they did not move up. And with the fifth round, now this we'll talk about it. With pick 171, the Patriots drafted Karan Prunty from Wake Forest. If you're saying who, exactly. 6'2", 190, 4.45 40 time. A little bit on him. He's gotten better and he's been graded out better every single year he's played football in college. So just generally speaking, coverage stats, everything, he has gotten slightly better, if not made big strides every single year. In 2025, played all 13 games, had 40 had 40 tackles, had one sack, one interception, 8 pass breakups, one forced fumble, one fumble recovery. Per PFF, put whatever weight on that you want, but this is just, we're talking, this is really all we can do with college guys. Per PFF, he was the number 12 cover corner in the country, in the number 2 cover corner in the ACC. And he was the number 1 corner on the third best pass D in the ACC. People called this one a reach, which objectively you could say it was, but he did have 4 other 30 visits. The Patriots were one of those 4. Well, he had 3 others. The Patriots were one of them, making 4. So yeah, Prunty, big outside corner. Thank you, Liam. Definitely a reach, but that doesn't mean a bad thing. How did you guys feel about this pick?
Kind of like, you turn your head to the side and you're like, huh, okay. Like, you don't really expect it, but you're like, oh, all right. Like, I'm indifferent about it. I think he's going to end up being like a Carlton Davis replacement in a couple of years. So I understand them getting ahead of it now, but I don't think it was something they needed to do. I think they could have gotten some other pieces. Maybe they could have gotten a receiver there. Maybe they could have gotten another edge guy there. But, it's just, or an edge guy in general, sorry. But again, it's just like, all right, like, let's see what you can do. I mean, I'm kind of just like meh about it, you know?
Okay. Liam, how'd you feel?
I would probably be of the same notion as Al. Like he's got the stereotypical cornerback build that you're like, yeah, like scrappy, kind of reminds me of Darius Williams, who I think just retired for the Jags, was on the Rams. But like the numbers are okay. You're right, he did improve, and 9 pass deflections is nothing to sneeze at. I think that's a damn good number, and at least that's what I'm kind of holding on to here. His only pick last year was on a terrible late comeback throw by the quarterback. Like I would hope anyone could pick up that
Oh,
off.
it was okay.
Yeah, so like it wasn't even like a spectacular interception by any means, but it does seem like he gets beat a lot too. It's Wake Forest, like it's hard to look at this tape without seeing like the all 22 tape and being like, is the safety over the top? Is it his job to go deeper? Is he think he has over the top help and he's just running down the guy afterwards? So I'm not not crazy about it. Like if I were to toss a letter grade on it, I'd probably say C minus. Like I'm holding on to stuff like the past deflections to give me hope, but I'm not like, yeah, I see the fucking potential in this guy. But there have been corners in the past that I've been like, I love this fucking guy, and he ends up being terrible. Dante Dion, who went to Boise State, was one of my biggest misses. I thought he was going to be a Hall of Famer. He wasn't actually anywhere close. I don't even know if he made the team.
I think this pick, this is your quintessential, like, do you believe in the NFL scouts or do you believe in your team scouting scouting and their ability to develop players? We won't
Yeah.
know until probably not even the end of this year. We won't know until a couple of years from now, assuming he stays on the team. I'm going to take Craig Woodson as an example and say, you know what? Even though obviously the schools are a little bit different, but still, just generally speaking, a guy who people were like, wait, what? And I'm not saying Prunty is gonna be Woodson because Woodson played very well last year. But I'm gonna put a little bit of faith in the Patriots coaching staff and their scouting department that, like, you know what? He's got the measurables. Like, and you see him on the field, he does play well. Liam, you said Wake Forest. What's your opposition? Like, what's your skill level you're playing against? I'm gonna hope that maybe it transfers over with a little bit of coaching. So he's a big special teams guy too. A lot of these third day picks are special teams guys as well. So they will most likely make the team, and then we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I'm ready to kind of, like you said, he's going to be the Carlton Davis replacement. Not one for one, but that's going to be hopefully your guy. He's a big guy. He's got a chip on his shoulder. So yeah, I am. And I think it's big that 4 teams had him in for a 30 visit. So whatever the NFL was seeing, there were some teams that saw him and said, you know what? No, I want to see what you actually look like here. So we'll see. But for sure, the first and probably the only reach of the draft for the Patriots. But we'll see. Do you have faith in the Patriots or do you have more faith in the NFL scouts? We'll see what happens. But I don't think anybody hated this pick though, right? I think we're all just like, okay, like whatever, we'll see, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where it's at. Next round, 6th round, Patriots. Guess what they did, boys? They traded. They traded their 191st pick to the Jags for pick 196 and pick 245. Got to get more 7th round picks. I think that's one thing everybody says when you go into a draft. If you can, gentlemen, load up in the 7th round. All right, 10 Hall of Famers have come from the 7th round of the NFL
That's all you
draft.
need.
Get them in. So the Patriots
That's how the
did
Patriots build dynasties, baby.
They did. But hey, we talked about the undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
Robert Spillane, by the way, UDFA. He was one of them. Good for him.
Case replayed.
But so with that 196th pick, so only 5 spots back, they drafted Demetrius Crownover from Texas A&M. 6'7", 319. He's a giant. He was projected to be a fringe hundreds player. So he was projected to go much further. 35 inch in 38 whatever. What is it? 35.38 inch arms. Those are giant arms for a
Massive.
tackle. He's got vice grips for hands. That's what I kept seeing. He's fast. He's athletic. He has a background of being a tight end. That's what helps him as a tackle get to the next level and kind of get out on screens. Everybody was asking where the screen game was last year for the Patriots. They're trying to fix that right now with who they're signing and who they're drafting. Pass pro took a dip last season. That might be why he fell. Run blocking is pretty well, but the word out on him, because people were wondering why he fell. His age, he's 24. It is a little bit old for a rookie. And then, like I said, just an overall dip in production last year. But this pick, Demetrius Crownover, I'll give my first thoughts on it. He's a monster. This is what you want at tackle. Listen, you're in the 6th round, guys. If you can get someone who is projected to go in like the 110s or whatever, you get him. Liam, it's an offensive lineman. Load up. This guy is huge. Get him on this team. I can't say I love it because it's a 6th round pick, but I really liked this pick. How'd you guys feel about it?
It serves a need. Again, you're loading up on linemen. You're loading up on getting Drake May to not be, getting hit, 10 times a game.
The most sacked quarterback in the playoffs ever.
Was just about to say the playoffs, he was hit quite a ton. So we don't need that again. So my whole thing is, just keep drafting tackles until they work out. So now you have Will Campbell, you have Lomu, you have this guy, you have Marcus Bryant. People forget that the Patriots have Marcus Bryant too as a
Yeah.
swing tackle.
Yep.
So they have young tackles now in this organization. So now
Mhm.
what you need to do is see the ones that fit and make sure that you have some depth pieces too. So it's all depth piece. And I mean, you said it's 6'7", like 320, something like that.
Dude, he's huge. He's
Monster.
fucking
Take that.
giant. And he looks it too. He's not a guy where, like, some people you say they're whatever their, measurements are, and you're like, oh, he doesn't look it. He looks giant. But yeah, Liam, I already know because you're just cycling offensive linemen. But how'd you feel about this one?
This is going to sound super lame. This might be the guy that I'm most psyched about in the draft. I fucking love this dude. Just a monster human being. And the fact that he was a tight end until 2022 and is now still like 4 years, but still figuring out his way to be a right tackle, but has tight end athleticism. Like you said, the measurables are freakish. You made the greatest point overall. This is the sixth round. We're not getting blue chips here. No one's picking Shaquille O'Neal. This dude is a fucking monster human being. And with a good coaching staff, with Doug Marrone getting him the proper work he needs, he's light on his feet. If you just polish the edges a little bit, this could be awesome.
And Al, you said it where you were like, just get players in. If Lomu plays right tackle, Will Campbell stumbles next season, whatever, just get people in. This could be a piece. You never know because, like you said, like worst case scenario, and I don't think it's going to go this way, but Will Campbell either it gets hurt or whatever. Maybe it's like, we got to put him to left guard. We're going to move Lomu to left tackle. We're going to put Crown over to right tackle. We're going to keep Ben
Yeah.
Brown as a backup because that's all he should be. Jared Wilson, you're good at center. Mike Onwenu, either we sign you to an extension or we draft your replacement next year. Like there's a ton of options now. And I think that this is, they asked, it wasn't Elliot Wolf, who they, Cowden, is that who they asked? Al, about the offensive line room, and they said,
maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was Ryan Cowden. They asked him, what do you say to the people who say maybe your offensive line room is a little crowded? And he said, if there's one, I'm paraphrasing, if there's one room you'd want to be crowded, it's that room.
Right.
Yes.
Like we've seen it, guys. We've seen what happens when offensive linemen go down.
2 years ago, it was pretty bad.
This isn't a position where I think receiver is more your position. It's more like your sniper rifle, where like, listen, you take one shot at a guy, you hope he's the guy and go. Offensive lineman, scatter shot. Get as many people in as you can. Whoever sticks. So yeah, great.
Yeah.
He's fucking huge. I can't wait.
Yeah.
This team is going to beat the shit out of people next season.
I had a very poor opinion of him because the only time I ever heard his name was the Texas A&M Miami college football playoff game, and this dude just got absolutely roasted by Ruben Bain, who had 4 sacks, and I was like, damn, like this dude's in hell. But then like you look at Ruben Bain, he's the greatest prospect I've ever seen since
It's Ruben
Jason
Bain,
Taylor.
yeah.
I'm like, this guy's, and I'm so excited to watch Tampa Bain, but like friggin' I thought this dude sucked. And I was like, maybe the competition was just so good. So going back and looking at his tape, dude, super serviceable.
Yep. So we'll see what happens. I think he'll definitely make the team. I think he might play a little bit, maybe not. We'll see. Either way, you got a big dude, offensive line, great, love it. He's on the team. The next pick, 6th round, the Patriots sticked and picked again. Al, this pick is all for you, man. Pick 212. The Patriots drafted linebacker Nnamdi Obiazor from TCU, who not only did Tuck Rule Takes Own Al call the pick, they did the same pick, the same guy, the same spot, everything. So first and foremost, obviously, Al, you clearly like. I think like you should moonlight as like a draft scout for like one round because every year you seem to get one pick spot on. So yeah, this guy though, 6'3", 229, 4'5", 340 times. So he's pretty quick for a linebacker. Started all 13 games in 2025. Back-to-back seasons with 80 plus tackles. He had 88 last year. He had 81 the year before. 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, a pass breakup, a forced fumble. He's average in coverage. He's decent in zone. He has a safety background, so think Marte Mapu, just hopefully a little bit better. He's relentless to beat blocks, and he is quick to diagnose schemes and plays. Again, guys, you're getting a 6th round pick. The Patriots need to get a linebacker. They got one. You might have wanted them to get one earlier, Al, like you said, maybe in the 5th round. But hey, they ended up getting one. I think this guy, he is a mound of clay right now. You got to mold him. I'm cool with it. I like him. I think another special teams guy, by the way, core special teamer. So he'll make the team. What'd you guys think of this pick, Al? I know you love it. You know what, Al, since you did the pick, what'd you think of it, man? What'd
I
you
mean,
think when
Take
they
the
did
reins.
this?
as Liam would say, nailed it. But yeah, so listen, I said this last week. He has experience starting in college. He's a tackling machine, a big guy at the position, good speed. Like, this is for a 6th round pick, you did pretty well. So you kind of add that to, again, some of the guys you took earlier in the draft. You added on to Christian Barmore, Milton Williams, Harold Landry if he's healthy. You got pieces here. And this is just another guy that fits the mold. So I'll take it.
Yeah, you will. You called it, baby. Liam, how'd you feel about him?
Well, I will say Al wins the Tuck Rule Takes draft this year because no one got anything right except for Al, who comes in
Nope.
at a
Not
riveting.
even
I'm not sure
close.
how many picks the Patriots had in total. I can't remember offhand, but whatever percentage, I'm sure Al could do that in his mind if we could lay out the numbers for him.
It was
But
9 total draft picks, right?
They had 9
yeah.
this year. Yeah,
One for
yeah. They
nine,
picked
so
9.
11%.
So Al wins
Damn,
with
dude.
a scorching 11%.
You're like a
But hey,
magician.
it was a fierce competition last year, and I just by a hair I was able to squeak it out. So Al, every year, kudos to you. The research is there, the knowledge is there. So yeah, big ups. I hate this fucking guy's first name, but I've watched a lot of tape since he's been drafted. And even when we were talking about it the other night, I was kind of watching it as we were going through our draft predictions and whatnot. Guy can play. Same stance with really any of these late round guys is just yeah, if we're gonna take a swing this late, then let him be productive. And the production is absolutely there. 88 tackles last season is a beautiful number. 88 the one before. Honorable mention all Big 12 conference. Dude's got a resume. Let's see what he could do.
Yeah, dude, like you said, it's 6th round, man. Like you're really just trying to get something here. So at this point, I feel like you're just looking at the player, the potential, and that's what you're going for. He has it. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Like maybe this is the Craig Woodson type pick. And I don't mean to keep using him as the benchmark, but just since it just happened, like maybe he's the guy where it's like, shit, like, yo, did you see the play? He had what, 4.5 sacks, a couple pass breakups, a couple big plays. Like who knows? But
Yeah.
it also could be shit. He got cut before, week 1. We don't know. But yeah, we'll see. Just definitely player potential, everything. Thumbs up. Good pick. We're moving on. We're on to the 7th round. The Patriots traded the 198th pick to Minnesota for the 234th pick and the 6th pick in 2027. So whatever Minnesota's 6th pick is then, that's what they're going to get. Patriots love their 6th round picks, so they got one for 2027. So we move to the 234th pick, which they just got. They drafted Baron Morton, quarterback from Texas Tech. 6'2", 221, deep accuracy issues, arm strength issues, but his short and intermediate passing is good. His pro comp, I hate to say it, but his pro comp is Bailey Zappi. We're going to move on from that. He plays like Mahomes when it comes to his arm angles. He throws sidearm a lot. He's good moving in the pocket. He's a tough dude, though. A lot of injury history. He's missed time every season he's played, but he played through a hairline fracture in his right fibula in the second half of 2025. And he played, I think it was like a season and a half with a severely sprained shoulder, which could impact his deep accuracy issues. I'm not going to get too deep into this, guys. The Patriots, Vrabel said they were going to draft a quarterback late. They got one. The dude said he'd do anything for Drake May. He'd get him Starbucks if he needed it. Just got to let him know it's Dunkin's up in New England. But other than that, cool. Like he seems like a cool kid. He seemed happy to be here. The Patriots had him in for a 30 visit. I'm cool with it. Third quarterback. What do you guys think of it?
Emergency quarterback. That's it. That's it.
There you go. Liam?
My vice president at my work, it went to Texas Tech. She's the biggest Texas Tech football fan I've ever met and watches each game religiously. So I sent her a message. I was like, "Hey, what's the skinny on this dude?" And she says, and I quote, "If playing quarterback meant you never had to read a defense, he would be really, really good." But because you have to read a defense, the Patriots took him where he was. He's an awesome athlete and is going to make some crazy throws, but he can't read a defense.
Okay. And that's why he got picked in the seventh round then, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I was like, okay. Well
Whatever.
said.
You know what, dude? For your third quarterback, this is who you want. Someone who
Yeah.
just seems like
But
a
like the
good
tape
kid.
is fun. Like you watch the
Yeah.
tape, and Texas Tech throws it all over the yard. They always have. That's their calling card. Their quarterbacks never work out except for Patrick Mahomes, but like he'll probably be a great coordinator one day.
Dude, ideally for me, you flip this kid in like 3 years for a sixth round pick. Like,
Yeah.
and that's nothing on
It's
him. It's just
the Joe
like,
Milton thing. We let him
yeah,
let him be in the room
that's
with
all it
greatness
is.
and see if we can get anything for him.
Like, sorry, dude. Like you, and he knows it too. Like you're behind Drake May, who
Yeah.
finished second in MVP voting last year. So like,
Yeah. Who's our backup?
ideally
Oh,
you don't
DeVito.
play.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito, Tommy DeVito.
I know. I always say
That'd be
that.
crazy. Danny DeVito
That'd be
struts out there. But yeah, cool. Whatever. They were going to take a quarterback. They did. It is what it is. Did you guys have any issue with them taking him here? I didn't. Like, it is what
No.
it is. Seventh round
If you're
pick.
gonna
Whatever.
take a quarterback, you got to take him at the end.
Exactly. Next pick 245, guys. The Patriots picked a running back, Jamar Miller from Alabama, 5'10, 209, 4.42 40 time, or I think it was 4.43. Either way, the same 40 time as one Trevion Henderson. Ever heard of him? The first thing I saw in his draft profile, built like a fire hydrant. I was immediately in. He's a one-cut runner, seeks out contact, seems to like hitting people. Strong legs, low center of gravity because he is short, so he can shed arm tackles. He keeps his balance from shoulder tackles. Two fumbles on 350 carries, so he ball security is a big thing with him. Jam Miller, I look at him kind of like I did Kalon Black, who I thought the Patriots were going to draft. I love this kid. And I know it's a seventh round pick. I'm ready to be hurt. I love him. He's a special teams guy too. I hope he makes the team. I hope he jumps, leapfrogs everybody else and gets to be in that third running back spot. He is fun to watch. He is built like a fire hydrant too. So what do you guys think of that? Jam Miller, 245 from Alabama.
I mean, there's your Antonio Gibson replacement. RB3 can learn behind Stevenson and Henderson. Maybe he's in for some, like third and short passing situations. Who knows? Maybe he can give you some, run on special teams, but it's a seventh round pick. I'm not too excited.
Yeah, just kind of whatever happens. Liam, what'd you think of him? Or what do you think of him?
This dude is a Galapagos turtle,
Yes.
a nearly extinct breed,
And I love
but
it.
super sturdy, low to the ground runner. I don't particularly like it. If you're going to be a running back, you have to do it all. And this dude can literally only run the ball. He's not going to pass block for you. He's not going to catch the ball.
He tries. He
Yes,
tries.
much like the eloquent description given to me by my boss for our last quarterback. If running back was only about running the ball, he'd probably be really good. And in this circumstance, it's actually kind of a sad story. Like looking at him, he started last season 668 yards with 7 touchdowns, which like isn't jaw dropping or anything like that. But then he suffered a dislocated collarbone in fall camp and missed the beginning, lost his starting job, and then had a lower leg injury in their bowl game. And like other than that, just kind of got backup time 130 rushes for 504 yards, 3.9 isn't great. Yards per carry, 3 touchdowns, 19 catches for 109 receiving yards, 5.7 yards per reception, no receiving touchdowns. Like he's a dying breed. He's not going to make it. If you're going to be picked this late, you have to be Philip Lindsay, who was undrafted, who did
Mm.
literally everything. Uh, and he's just not that. I wish this was 2001 because then he'd probably be like Thomas Jones, but he won't be.
Forgive me if I can just think of a goal line package with him. You put what's his name, who was Demetrius Crown over at tight end.
Yeah,
You put
like
you
shit.
just
If you want to use them
overload
in
it.
goal line packages, it's a nice idea, but we're not going to take those away from Ramondre, who can bash
I
with the
think you
rest of them.
do, dude. This dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. Again, he is a seventh round pick, so we don't know. But like,
Yeah,
I have a little thread I'm holding on to with him. I hope he makes the team, and like, maybe you have a goal line thing. Ramondre gets stuffed on first down, gets stuffed on second down. It's like, you know what? Hey, bring in the fire hydrant. Like, let's get him in here
yeah,
and
yeah.
let's see
Let's
what
bring a seventh
happens.
rounder in for the most important down when we need points.
Right?
I
Why
would love to
not?
make a bet on if he makes the roster or not. Practice squad doesn't count.
All right. Oh, fuck. You know what? Fuck it. All right. What do you want? Yeah, I'll
Something
go.
light. $5.
Cool. $5. Yeah. Yeah. I think you made like active roster, not practice squad.
Yeah.
Handshake. Let's do it.
There you go.
I, kn-
Perfect.
I know I probably just
Al as
burned five
mediator.
bucks, but
Yep.
Yeah.
man,
It's
imagine if
five
all of a
bucks.
sudden he kills it.
But how about this? So we'll hedge the bet and make it fair for you. If he starts, not starts, but if he gets consistent playing time for half of the season, I will give you $50.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take that because I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I will be open to receiving the $50 from you. So yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
will do that as well.
Deal.
So,
Al
but
as
yeah,
mediator
Mhm.
yeah. Jam Miller pick
or witness.
245. Two picks later,
I can't
Patriots
wait to see you
last
say
pick.
this name.
But I think I got it. Pick 247 from Boston College, edge rusher, or defensive lineman, linebacker, whatever you want to call him. Quintavious Hutchins, 6'3", 233, special teams core guy. He has a big, great, quick motor. He flashes on defense. Again, his calling card is really special teams. In fact, he was called a special teams warrior. I saw that by one scout and one person with the team. He was a captain at BC in 2025. His size
It
in
says a
poor rush
lot.
D will, it does. His size in poor rush D will kind of lead him to develop more, kind of get more muscle, get more weight on him before he really impacts, any real significant time on defense. But he's a core special teams guy. His phone call was awesome. He didn't think he was going to get drafted, but he hoped if he did, it would be to New England. Obviously, he's a BC guy. This is one of those homegrown stories. I hope he makes the team. I hope he plays well. I don't know if he will. I mean, he's picked 247, but he is a very good special teams guy, and the Patriots lost a good amount of special teams players this offseason. So I hope he makes the team, kind of does the Edelman-esque thing where he kind of gets his spot on special teams and then moves to defense later on. Edelman obviously went to offense, but yeah, what do you guys think of this pick? How do you feel about it? Do you think he makes the team?
I don't know if he makes the team, but it's nice to have that BC to New England pipeline going. That's kind of
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
The
Bill
Bill
O'Brien
O'Brien,
down there.
yeah, the
Yep.
Bill O'Brien connection.
Shane BC isn't good, so we're not getting anyone good from it.
You don't know
But
that, man. Come on. Come on. Special
I,
teamers.
I actually don't think this is a bad pick at all. I do think there's a good chance he makes the roster because of the special teams aspect of it. He's from Bessemer, Alabama, the hometown of Bo Jackson. It's got to mean something, right?
I
Um,
guess. Sure.
yeah, I don't know. Like he doesn't have a lot of experience, but he seems athletic. If he's a team captain, it's got to mean something again, I guess. But the team, Boston College, is just dog shit. So I take everything with a grain of salt. Everything on his resume makes me think he probably will be a special teamer. Probably could be an adequate backup one day.
You need special teams guys. You do. It is what
Yeah,
it is. So
yeah. The world needs
hopefully.
McDonald's workers.
Hopefully he shows up. Maybe he has one play on defense. I'll be happy. But yeah, I just hope he makes the team. I'm a sucker for a good story. I like the BC connection. I like that, he did meet with Vrabel at his pro day, or Vrabel met with him, however you want to say it. So yeah, I think the captain thing just means that, like he's a professional at what he does. So hopefully it translates a little bit to the NFL. We'll see what happens. But yeah, with that, that was the final pick for the Patriots. Again, they started the day one on Thursday with 11 picks. They drafted 9 people. They traded up twice. They traded back a couple more times, got a pick for next year, filled some needs, didn't get some needs. Let me just ask you guys real quick. What was your kind of looking at the draft before we go to just overall thoughts? Did you have any surprises? For instance, mine kind of looking at everything, I was surprised that they didn't draft a safety. I thought they had, I think, 2 or 3 safeties in. They had, yeah, 2. Zakee Wheatley at one point, he was there. They didn't end up getting him when he was on the board when they were on there. That's kind of I don't want to say shock, but I was just kind of surprised by that, not let down or anything, but kind of looking at this, were there any surprises for you guys? Whether a position they didn't get, something they did do, whatever. Not like your full thoughts on it, but just surprise. What'd you guys think?
I'd say probably not taking a receiver. And I'm not doing it to spark the interest, but it's true. Like we're
Yeah.
surprised that they didn't take any type of receiver, even in the middle rounds. That was kind of
Mhm.
shocking. And not taking an edge early on as an honorable mention. I thought that they were definitely going to go edge rusher. Like early. But
Yeah. I agree with that completely. That was my first thought. I was also surprised we took a tight end in the third. I was like, okay, early. They're really swinging for this one. Like we all knew we needed a backup tight end, but
Mhm.
do we need a backup tight end with the third pick? I wasn't sure. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I was just surprised when I saw Patriots picked a tight end. I was like, no shit.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that might be one that they'd trade back up in the fourth round to do, but I mean, at that
Yeah.
point, they had already gotten one, so it was like whatever. But yeah, so I guess just overall thoughts. I guess we'll do grades if you want. I'm just a solid B. Nothing blew me away, but it's just I think that they filled positions of need. I like the players they got. We can nitpick about when they got players, what school, what round, all that stuff. But just the actual players at the positions that they got, I can't complain. Liam, like you said before we hit record, it was like, they got a shit ton of athletes. They got a lot of big fucking guys. Crown over is a giant. I want to see him just lay someone out. Yeah, I am happy with how this team or how this coaching staff, this ownership, whatever, is building the team right now. So yeah, I'm a solid B. I'm not, going into it like, yeah, we got Caleb Downs, we got Zion, yeah, whatever. But I'm just like, fucking Gabe Akers, dude. I can't wait. But yeah, B for me. I like it in general. I don't think there's anything to hate. So what did you guys think? If you want to give a letter grade and just kind of your overall thoughts on the draft before we get out of here.
yeah, couldn't agree more with you. Solid B, maybe even a B plus. But we'll see how these guys materialize. But it seems like there's a couple of pieces that can really help this Patriots team in 2026. That's all you can ask for at this point.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. Same,
Yeah.
Liam.
I'll give it a C. They addressed the positions of need, which I wanted the most, which is the reason for most of my good graces in the back half. I don't know, like maybe I could have used a little more splash. Maybe I could have sacrificed I don't know. Like, I don't want to get caught up in the big names, but it would have been nice to have a big name, though it usually doesn't translate to much, or it doesn't necessarily translate to much. But they address positions of need. Some players I like, some players I didn't. Overall, like perfectly average. See, it's adequate. It hit the positions of need, and there wasn't one guy that I was like, yes, slam dunk guy. Like, I'm with you. Maybe Gabe would be the closest I'd be to like, yeah, that fucking guy. But all of them, I'm like, yeah, definitely could be good. At least, at very least, they're hitting the position of need. Don't know if it's going to pan out. I don't know if I'd slam my fist on the table and be gung ho about any of these guys per se, but I like the attempt.
Yeah, they didn't win the draft. Like I think we can all say like probably the Jets won the draft. Miami had a decent draft. Fuck the Bills. Cleveland had a good draft. You know, there were other teams that had better drafts on paper, but for what the
Yeah.
Patriots needed, for what they have on their team right now, for what we kind of foresee this season, solid draft. Like there's really
It's
nothing. I think
incredible
that's
how
the
we could go
gist.
from last year having so many holes to this year having like really like three holes or
Yeah,
four.
not
Like
many. Yeah, it's just
it's like
like depth.
a safety, a
Like
backup tight end, some linemen. It's
yeah.
fucking. I was like, okay, like yeah, it's incredible how it changes in one
Yep.
season.
I did also want to remind everybody, I watched highlights again today before we got on this episode to get me jazzed up for it. The Patriots do still have Drake May as their quarterback. Guys,
Yes,
he
they
is
do.
very goddamn good at what he does. I watched the
Oh,
highlights
sweet
again.
boy.
Sometimes I watch it just to get myself in a better mood. And guys, I'm telling you, it's going to be a good season. This is a good draft. It finally came here. So next week we'll talk again about something. We'll figure it out. Whether Vrabel has another thing going on, or maybe we do some, little fantasy draft or whatever. But we will be here again next week. Did you guys have anything else on the draft or anything in general you wanted to throw out before we get out of here?
Not a
I was gonna say really fast. Patriots pick up Christian Gonzalez's fifth year option. So that's cool.
Yes.
Hey, look at that. Working on a
Probably
contract.
means that they are working on the deal. Yep, he showed up for voluntary workouts. Probably me. You know who didn't show up? Keyshawn Booty. So maybe he's going to be
Yeah.
traded to Philly. I don't know. I know Liam doesn't think so. I'm just saying it could
Yeah.
be. We'll see. But yeah, the Gonzo thing. By the way, we said it. Everybody, calm down. It's going to happen.
Pay
Like
the
just
man.
whether it happens soon, later, whatever. Don't worry about it. It's going to happen. And you know what else is going to happen? AJ Brown's going to be a Patriot on June 2nd. So with that, guys, for Liam, Al, I'm Mike. This was Tuck Rule Takes, episode 228. We will see you next week. Other than that, we're out. Sweet feet.
Sweet feet.
Sweet feet.